Welcome to News Mongolia, where we bring you the latest stories and updates from across the nation and beyond. I'm Batsir Namshir. On the News Mongolia today, Mongolia promoted during an English Premier League match. Children are participating in their extracurricular activities during the school holidays. Mongolian Parliament approves 2024 to 2028 strategic plan focuses on human rights. For the news, stay tuned. On December 29th, in collaboration with the Embassy of Mongolia in the United Kingdom, the Fulham Football Club celebrated the 113th anniversary of Mongolia's National Liberation and Independence Restoration Day by hosting a cultural and promotional event during the 19th round Premier League match between Fulham and Bournemouth.
Supported by Mongolia's Ministry of Culture, Sports, Tourism and Youth and the Ulaanbaatar's Mayor's Office, the event showcased the Go Mongolia campaign, highlighting the nation's rich heritage and tourism opportunities. Held at Craven Cottage in London, the program featured a video presentation about Mongolia and promotional material. Attendees were treated to live performances by Nomadic Tunes, a UK-based Mongolian folk music group, and Hor, an ensemble from Ireland. A traditional Mongolian costume fashion show captivated football fans.
For the first time in Premier League history, players from both teams were accompanied into the field by Mongolian children and Irden and Irden, dressed in Go Mongolia attire. During halftime, the audience participated in a Mongolian trivia game about the country's culture and history.
Hello, I'm Henry Birch. I work in the partnerships team at Fulham Football Club here at Craven Cottage today, where we've had an amazing day with the whole team from Go Mongolia and the Mongolian contingent. We had a fantastic match, a 2-2 draw against Bournemouth, although we were unlucky not to win the game. And we had off the field lots of amazing activities and events with the Mongolian team. So we had musical performance, we had a dance performance, we had an on-pitch Q&A with Orchavani, who's travelled with us for this event. We had a lot of crowd engagement, and it was a fantastic day all round to promote Fulham, but also Go Mongolia. So a really successful day. So we've had a really strong relationship with the team at Go Mongolia and the ministry, talking about how we can use the partnership not only to grow the brand, to bring more visitors and more attention to Mongolia as a destination, but also to grow the sport of football in the area. So we've done dedicated training camps in Ulaanbaatar. We have some talented Mongolian footballers coming over to London to train at our facility. We're all about inspiring and engaging the next generation of footballing talent, and this partnership really delivers that. So we're really excited about what we've done so far, and even more excited about what's still to come.
I had the opportunity to attend the Fulham Games and the Go Mongolia event organized on the sidelines. The atmosphere here is fantastic. The event also promoted Mongolia. I even had the opportunity to go onto the football field. I'm really grateful to the people who gave me the opportunity to get acquainted with the culture of football's birthplace.
Members of the Mongolian community in the UK attended the match in traditional clothing, adding more color to the celebration and strengthening cultural ties between Mongolia and the global community.
During the school holidays, some children make the most of their time by participating in their favorite extracurricular activities and developing new skills. Today we are highlighting Solomon Zaya, a student who will graduate from secondary school this year. During the school break, she is studying in the straw weaving class at the Art Center for Children's Creativity.
Today, over 120 children are studying straw collage and straw weaving at the Art Center for Children's Creativity. One of the students in the straw art class is Solomon Zaya. Now, in her third year of attending this program, she has set a goal to collaborate with 2 classmates to organize a straw collage exhibition. To achieve this, she spends her weekends creating her artwork. Tolmanzaya shared that as this is an important year for her as a graduating student from General Education School, she has carefully planned her schedule to balance her time and ensure she can attend class. I am currently working on a straw collage. One variation of the straw collage is the layered collage. I made one last year when I was in the 11th grade. The process for this type is slightly different from the basic collage, although the preparation of the straw remains the same. It's called a layered collage because the straw pieces are layered on top of each other. This technique highlights details like animal fur and textures exceptionally well, making the artwork look vivid and lifelike. On weekends, I come to the class to create pieces specifically for my upcoming exhibition, focusing on what truly interests me. At the same time, I am also attending English lessons to improve my language skills. Participating in this class has been a significant part of my personal development. I believe it positively impacts my future career, aspirations, and personal growth, helping me move closer to my goals. These artworks were created by students from the straw weaving and collage classes. For a straw collage, the process begins with the drawing the initial design, followed by attaching straw pieces according to the drawing. This art form requires not only precision and attention to detail, but also the ability to maintain focus for extended periods.
In our class, for example, some students chat with each other while weaving, while others quietly work on their weaving, creating their space. The children learning handicrafts are becoming skilled and talented in their craft. Engaging in handicrafts means they are putting in effort and doing meaningful work to some extent. This process motivates them and helps them discover their potential, which is a significant achievement for each child. The children carefully go through multiple steps, including peeling, cleaning, soaking, and ironing the straw, all of which require great attention to detail. This process greatly helps develop their fine motor skills. Additionally, the children also draw, which further enhances their carving and artistic abilities. They learn and gain a variety of skills through these activities.
By participating in the extracurricular clubs that match their interests, children can make the most of their time, build friendships, and enjoy many benefits. At the Art Center for Children's Creativity, around 1,500 to 1,800 children enroll each year in 22 different clubs, including painting, sculpture, carving, and embroidery. The children here, while creating their artwork, focus their attention and, most importantly, manage to develop themselves without spending time staring at phone screens. They set a great example of personal growth.
Now let's take a look at Mongolia's current affairs.
The Parliament of Mongolia, now with 126 members, has approved its 2024-2028 strategic plan emphasizing a human-centered and rights-compliant legal framework. On January 2, 2025, the Human Rights Subcommittee, led by Chair Erdenbot, Parliament members Uyungshik, Tochtbater, and the National Human Rights Commission met with the Civil Service Council. They highlighted the need to strengthen oversight and address over 950 identified civil service violations, emphasizing ethics and accountability. Both sides agreed to integrate human rights into recruitment and exams, enhance collaboration, and prioritize comprehensive reforms to refine Mongolia's legal system. Jaap van Heerden, a Dutch national, has been appointed as the UN Resident Coordinator to Mongolia effective January 1st. He will oversee and coordinate the activities of the UN system in Mongolia, focusing on sustainable development, humanitarian assistance, and peace building. With over 30 years of high-level experience, Mr. van Heerden has worked extensively in strategy, policy planning, program management, and coordination across various UN entities. Prior to this appointment, he served as the first UN resident coordinator in the federal states of Micronesia, covering additional responsibilities in Palau, the Marshall Islands, Nauru, and Kiribati. His role included leading the UN country team to align efforts in support of national development goals. Mr. Van Heerden's previous roles include leadership positions with CORDAID in Afghanistan, the UN Office for Project Services in the Philippines and Cambodia, and regional offices in Bangkok, Copenhagen, New York, and Kuala Lumpur. He has also served with the UN Development Program and the UN Capital Development Fund in Sierra Leone and Bangkok.
You're watching News Mongolia. Now let's take a look at the currency exchange rates provided by Mongol Bank. Now let's take a look at international news from our partner agencies. U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken arrived in Japan on Monday as part of what's expected to be his final overseas trip in office. Details from the following report.
Blinken is expected to review the tremendous progress in the U.S.-Japan alliance has made over the past few years, the U.S. State Department said in a statement. That includes a major arms sales approval announced on Friday, under which the U.S. will deliver some $3.64 billion in medium-range missiles, related equipment, and training to Japan. China has repeatedly complained about the potential sale, saying it will affect stability and security in the region, allegations that both Japan and U.S. reject. Before the arrival in Tokyo, Blinken also visited South Korea and met with acting leader Choi Sam-mok in Seoul. After Japan, Blinken is expected to travel to Paris.
Smoke was seen rising between tents in the southern Gaza Strip city of Khan Yunis on Monday. It was not clear what caused the smoke, as the war in Gaza rages on with no end in sight. There has reportedly been recent progress in long-running talks aimed at a ceasefire and hostage release.
The war began when Hamas-led militants stormed across the border in a massive surprise attack nearly 15 months ago, killing some 1,200 people, mostly civilians, and abducting around 250. Some 100 hostages are still inside Gaza, at least a third of whom are believed to be dead. Israel's air and ground offensive has killed over 45,000 Palestinians in Gaza, according to local health authorities, who say women and children make up more than half of those killed. They don't say how many of them dead were militants. The Israeli military says it has killed over 17,000 fighters without providing evidence. The war has destroyed vast areas of Gaza and displaced 90% of the territory's population of 2.3 million people, often multiple times. Hundreds of thousands are enduring a cold, rainy winter in tent camps along the windy coast. At least 7 infants have died of hypothermia because of the harsh conditions, according to Gaza's health ministry. Aid groups say Israeli restrictions, ongoing fighting, and the breakdown of law and order in many areas make it difficult to provide desperately needed food and other assistance.
Well, that's all for today. Thank you for staying with us. We'll see you tomorrow with more news and updates. Have a nice evening. Goodbye.